What about my love? Wasn't it enough? Just let me know so I can hold.
Well, if you're a North Carolina fan, you probably already know the news, but North Carolina's football team will be hiring Bill Belichick on their coaching staff as the new head coach. And I think that there's several different reasons on why this is actually a great hire. I was one of those guys up against the fence thinking, oh, I don't know how this is going to work. You know, NFL coaches coming over to college coaches coming over to NFL usually don't mix really well. But I think with the combination of what Bill is about, I think that this is going to be a great hire for North Carolina. Hopefully they give him time to get this program turned around. Now, if you're a North Carolina fan, you already know Max Johnson went out earlier this year with a horrific injury. Not really know what they're gotten as far as the backup quarterbacks. Marion Hampton hasn't declared yet as of officially today. We don't know if he is actually going to stay aboard or he's going to, circumvent over to the NFL draft. But there's a couple of different positive things I want you guys to focus on from this hire. Number one being NIL is a thing, which means there are players that are getting paid if you live under a rock. Now, players are getting paid for their likeness, and then you have the collectives and you have businesses and all kinds of other stuff that's being involved in the paying the player. The best negotiator in college football is probably going to be Bill Belichick when it comes to this type of stuff. As far as selling a player, remember, he was the head coach and the GM for the Patriots for pretty much their whole tenure when they won all their Super Bowls, right? So I think he knows a little bit about convincing players and convincing collectives to make the right decision on how they're going to be playing these players, moving forward and what money that these guys actually deserve. But then on the other side of that, when it comes to recruiting, I think just because of that aspect and the way that I know Bill can sweet talk people into joining his team, that he's going to make it very hard for a lot of these high school players to say no. Now, these are not grown men making their own decisions, making a lot of money. These are first-time college players or players that have never seen this amount of money or this amount of notoriety coming to the school. And why not ride off of the back of somebody like Deion Sanders with the stature that you're going to bring? Of course, I think that this is going to be a more well-oiled machine as we get throughout the years, and he maybe have a lot more success his first year just being Bill Belichick and getting a lot of those guys to turn over. With that being said, a lot of roster turnover is going to depend on the transfer portal. So he's getting in during a very good time, right? You got two transfer portal periods, the one that's going on right now. A lot of people are just going to commit because Bill Belichick is their coach, not necessarily because he's out there recruiting right now. It's because he's come to the school and they want their career trajectory to be of the likes of the Tom Brady's and the guys like that. I mean, you can even look at Randy Moss when he came to the Patriots. It's kind of like he had a career resurgence too when he got with Tom Brady. So and just think about all the players over the years that have done really, really well under his system that maybe not have been good at other places, but when they were with the Patriots, it did really, really well. So as far as the transfer portal and getting taught the best thing that you can in the game of football, he's your guy. Another thing, I think this is gonna throw some people off, but it's gonna encourage some of us as adults and some of those of us that do have kids. He's gonna give you tough coaching, and you know that he's gonna carry himself with not only caring about the player first, but the development of the kids there at the program. So they're gonna encounter some tough coaching, and a lot of people are not gonna commit to North Carolina because of that. But then there's also a lot of other people that do encourage that type of behavior from their coach, and it's something that should be the norm anyways. But that's another point that he's going to bring for North Carolina. And of course, the obvious one is the proven track record that he's had in the NFL, right? I mean, having the amount of Super Bowls that he's won, having the success that a lot of his players have having a ton of Hall of Fame players on the Patriots at this point in time, tells you that he can win at the biggest level. Of course, coaching people like Lawrence Taylor too helps with that as far as like player development, but the track record is there for him to do really, really well as a college coach because people are going to trust in the process even more because all he has to do is say, I won these Super Bowls. Hey, I had Tom Brady on my team, Randy Moss, and all these guys trusting me, Chad Ochocinco, all these guys, and I've had this list of Hall of Famers here. And then one interesting point that I wanted to point out is Mike Vrabel is out there floating around. He used to coach in college at one point in time. Will he find himself back in college? Will he find himself as a defensive coordinator under Bill Belichick? And I know his son is coming over too, so you have that at play. But I know Steve himself is a defensive coordinator too. So, and I heard that there's a package deal that if Bill was to come, that Steve would be his successor at North Carolina. I don't know, but Mike Vrabel and Steve out there. Maybe Steve comes over as offensive coordinator and Mike does defensive, or maybe because Mike was a head coach now that he feels more comfortable doing offensive stuff, or comes in as a positional coach. All I have to say is I look forward to a lot of his former players coming over, just like when Deion went to Colorado. But I expect this coaching staff to be well picked out, and he has a lot of connections in college football. I wonder if there's a lot of people that would stop having their job where they're at right now and join Bill on North Carolina's coaching staff. I wonder, I mean, it's an interesting topic to talk about, but what do you guys think about this news around Bill Belichick and him being North Carolina's new coach? I would really love to know down in the comments below. And please, please, please remember, it is a Christmas holiday. Be nice to each other, and we'll talk to you guys later.